What is going on YouTube? Here back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to USD, the current coin market cap, and an article posted by Cointelegraph just a couple of minutes ago in regards to a US congressman saying Facebook should add Bitcoin, not create Libra. Very interesting news. We're going to be looking at the possibilities of the next breakout within Litecoin, as well as possibilities of the bearish break, basically where we can predict and the probability of which way we decide to move. Otherwise, if any of that sounds interesting, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump into today's episode. So guys, I want to start off today's video on the US congressman. This is a Cointelegraph article basically in regards to talking negatively about the Facebook Libra coin. And he does have some pretty important points to make. Basically saying, do we want filtered transactions or freedom? Davidson argued that congressional hearings devoted to Libra this July had compounded the intense pressure Facebook is already under, noting that a lot of the questions weren't even about Libra. He said that the social media titan's bid to launch a proprietary crypto had served to intensify focus on many of the platform's existing operations, arguing Facebook already filters content. Some people say with bias, some people say it's great, they're protecting my safe space. So do we want filtered speech or free speech? Do we want filtered transactions or freedom? It's really, up in the air. Now, I'm not too sure as to what Facebook is filtering in regards to content. I know some inappropriate videos can get filtered out and they are case sensitive, but as regards to Facebook deleting posts, maybe it is in regards to political ventures, but I've never seen or heard of them, and maybe that's why. But podcast host Pierre Rochard argued that congressional hearings had nonetheless been an ideal vehicle through which observers, many of them hailing from traditional financial sectors, were able to come to a better understanding of Bitcoin through coming to realize problems inherent to a centralized and private initiative such as Libra. Davidson agreed that this had been the effect on many he had spoken to, yet also noted that those convinced of the need for central authorities to stewards of global finance, the hearing only cemented their antagonism toward distributed ledgers and decentralized crypto, and intensified their desire to crack down on the space more broadly. Libra as a means of payment could undoubtedly destabilize the status quo, Davidson said, pointing to the fluidity with which monolithic tech giants such as Facebook and Google almost begin to acquire quasi-sovereign properties, challenging government's authority. So yeah, who knows, when Libra decides to, be fully used, they could get around the US government in ways in terms of taxes, avoiding taxes, things of that nature. I think that's pretty much majority of the important parts. Waters had already requested that Facebook halt work on Libra in the middle of June, soon after the project's unveiling, yada, yada, yada. Very interesting that they have the authority to say you can't make this, which is interesting because, it's a centralized cryptocurrency that they pretty much control completely, but it's interesting that they can just say, no, we don't want it because your platform is so widely used that, we have authority in this problem as well. U.S. lawmakers have also pointedly asked Facebook how they could be expected to trust a firm whose collection, storage, and misuse of customer data had landed in a $5 billion penalty, which is also quite interesting. So very interesting article. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this. Before we continue, I want to give a huge shout out to Bitmans for sponsoring today's episode. I do want to just go into specifics really quick in regards to what exactly Bitmans does. As you guys can see, I'm on their homepage right now, and Bitmans is a luxury digital collectible. They're tradable, unique, and smart. So I want to go into specifics as to what exactly this is because I feel like there's a little confusion on my channel. Now, they are extremely legit and quite transparent. They were actually made into a Medium article. Hopefully you guys know what Medium is. It's a very, very, very legitimate, popular website for blogging and posting about upcoming events and companies like that. You can see luxury digital collectibles, the next blockchain revolution. So as you can see, for years, worldwide collectors winked at the digital. Think about the Major League Baseball, which has recently licensed to bring the most famous digital figures in the world of blockchain technology. In this context, Vanilla Rocket startup launches the Bitmans, high-definition 3D digital diamonds with which you can interact. Unique objects generated by the user at the launch of launch price of 10 euros, whose designs are defined by the registration data of the users. You can see, I believe they show pictures of the diamond. There you go. These are the diamonds right here. Very, very, very cool. Every Bitmin is unique because you generate it on the basis of your personal data. It can be bought, sold, or gifted, and the value increases over time like any traditional luxury item. Bitmins are not cryptocurrency or an ICO. They are a digital collectible. Totally different market they're getting involved in. Every Bitmin is generated using the data you gave during registration and the timestamp. So when you gift a diamond, your gift is a unique part of you. An increase of the value of the Bitmins is directly connected to its pureness, represented by the numbering, color scale, and thickness of the crown, while color scale and crown are totally random generated. So you can see an interview with, you can see, hey Norberto, can you explain me the Bitmin project? So you can see he said, we intend to show blockchain is not just crypto value. Customers on Bitmins use PayPal. We believe that the hybrid model blockchain/physical currencies will allow us to have a better approach with public, exactly as it is happening with the automotive market with hybrid cars. So you can see the difference and their switch. Basically, you just generate them, collect them, give them to a special person, or sell them on the marketplace, or wear them on a smartwatch. Matching the color to your outfit or showing off a Bitmin is particularly the purity and value. So just very cool. I love their contacts. Definitely make sure to check them out more. If you want more information, they actually have a Facebook page, which I'll link down in the description right here. Or you could just search Bitmins in the top of Facebook. And you'll notice they do post tons of different articles in regards to Bitmins. You can actually see, I believe I'm in one of these right here, which is pretty freaking awesome. This is the American channel, Crypto TV, which at 8:50, I talk about Bitmins. So huge shout out to them once again. They are also doing discounts for those of you who wanted to buy a little more than just one. Obviously check them out. They're offering that discount in the email I have posted down below. Just send them an email. Make sure to register, sign up, check them out. Huge shout out to them once again. Otherwise, let's continue with today's video. Otherwise, jumping into the current coin market cap. Market cap is 225.9 bill. 24-hour volume is 52 bill. Top 10 cryptocurrencies look okay. We're seeing most of the cryptos in green. I'd say 3 out of the 10 are in red and really just consolidating out. We're not really seeing much of a retracement, nor are we seeing much of a correction back to the upside. So we do look good all in all. So I do want to jump into the technical analysis on these cryptos. We'll start with Bitcoin, move into Litecoin, then Ethereum and XRP. So with Bitcoin, we could start off on the weekly, noticing a couple of things. You know, we do look okay on the weekly. It's very interesting to see where we're kind of stuck in regards to price. You can see that we managed to come back down, and we're kind of caught within the Fibonacci levels. You'll notice previous attempts to break above Fibonacci has come to a complete halt with retracement necessary, and we've pretty much come to the Fibonacci level right here. This is the green one. Not sure if I can find that. It's a little bit harder to read, but it's the green one that keeps fluctuating in price. I'm not sure the exact price point, but you can see this green band right here is the Fibonacci. It is not the high-low MMA, as I believe. Yes, the high-low middle moving averages are much lower, but you'll notice that the Fibonaccis do get entangled here too. So they're much higher off. These are just the beginning ones right now, and you'll notice that we are getting stuck in between here with resistance now at $89,000 to $9,000, and these do show resistances compared to prices. So the great thing about the Fibonacci EMAs is they're the estimated moving averages of the Fibonacci levels that kind of go hand in hand with the price. So as price moves, so do the Fibonacci levels, indicating resistances as well as supports for the coin. So notice that we are kind of hung up on a support right now at around 82.40, where you can see we've pretty much finally closed the candle above it, and we're now trading above it. Notice we used the previous $7,800 support right here, this orange band, and we are seeing resistance at the black band up here at the top. So it doesn't look like a bullish breakout is amidst us. I know there's a lot of YouTubers posting bullish, extremely bullish videos as for a bullish breakout to happen any second now, and if we did see one, we could only maybe go up to $9,000, which is less than a $700 jump. So I don't know where they're getting this approach to. In regards to a long-term bullish jump, I can agree with those standpoints. If you just take, we can say, since we bottomed off here, we'll take this one up. This is about a 69% jump. So if we then move this over to the previous, or to the potential point of breakout, which is right here, a 69% jump could get us up to around $13,000. So when you hear YouTubers talking about that, expect that to happen somewhere around the end of December, which isn't necessarily that far away. We have the rest of October, November, and then in December, around the beginning of December, we could potentially see that break in price. So there's literally maybe 2 months max of a wait before we see any sort of major bumps in the price. But the end of what I'm seeing is a symmetrical triangle ends in December of 2019. So there could be a huge jump entering 2020. I want to point that out. Now, for those of you who understand that there's a potential jump in here, would I recommend buying prices here to hodl down to here? No. We're trading at 8,400. The coin could go as low as $7,000. So I'd hold off right now. Obviously, even if you bought at $8,000 with this potential jump to 13,000, 13,500, you'd still make a pretty hefty profit, but I don't recommend jumping into that. If you're a little more of a professional trader than considering amateur, and you play with bigger values and bigger numbers, more towards the $5,000 to $10,000 range, you could be buying in here expecting to see a retest of $9,000. That's a 700 jump. You could make close to $1,000 off this. So it's up to you whether you want to risk that or not. But Bitcoin doesn't look like it's going anywhere for the current moment in time. Zooming into the daily, that pretty much gets confirmed once again with these Fibonacci's coming right down splat on the downtrend right here. This is a crazy amount of downwards pressure that I cannot see the crypto breaking through anytime soon. We also have on Litecoin a very interesting pattern as well. You'll notice on Litecoin we are seeing tons, and I mean absolutely tons, of sideways consolidation. This is the most I've ever seen in a coin in quite some time, especially on Litecoin. The last time we've seen movement like this, it was down here. This was right before the major run we had to 145 from the current price of $30. So that is a wicked jump. You can see all the consolidation we have. So if history does repeat itself, Litecoin could make a massive jump. But notice what we need to start to see. We need to start to see the Fibonacci's come into contact with the price, and we need to hug the green and orange band here before we see a potential reversal in Fibonacci and price. So now what we're merely waiting for is for these Fibonacci levels to get more constrained and come lower down as the price continues to trade flatline like this. So there's a good chance we may stay between $57 and $55 or $53 for quite some time. We may see another 2 weeks before we see a massive jump. So Litecoin is flatline, but if history does repeat itself, looking at right here, these look very similar. I'm not gonna lie. This looks almost identical to this, and there's a good chance we could see that bump very soon before the end of 2019, which is still a huge possibility. So that is definitely, investing into cryptocurrency now and waiting 3 or 4 months on an investment, even less, 2 months, could prove to make massive profitable gains. So all in all, I do think towards the end of 2019 we could see a major jump. Now Ethereum looks great, consolidating back down as we expected. You'll notice there does seem to be some sort of small daily uptrend that's following the pattern right now, and we're pretty much going to find out whether or not we're going to break through that or we're going to continue to climb up. Ultimately, I do think we'll probably climb up here and then inevitably face some sort of dump back inside the channel that we're currently in. That's for Ethereum. XRP looks okay. XRP is falling downwards a little bit, only slightly though, coming back down potentially to 25 cents, but we look okay otherwise. Same thing here, uptrend is coming onto the coin, and you'll notice that this is probably going to hold the same way as Ethereum, with Ethereum breaking towards the beginning of November. Same thing with XRP, so they're about in sync for right now. Very interesting though. Hopefully we don't break back into this falling wedge, but that is still an option on the table. Otherwise, that is going to sum up today's video, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.